Welcome to BLX, the solution that simplifies and empowers firm-wide access to market data. BLX can help your company to connect to world-class information providers, optimizing security, transparency, user productivity, and cost effectiveness. By using BLX, individual users can access market data employing simple MS Excel functions, and corporate systems can retrieve market information directly from standard databases. BLX safeguards corporate credentials required to connect to external data providers, applies customizable data access rules for users and user groups, manages a local copy of retrieved data to improve data access efficiency and economy, and generates detailed data usage and cost reports. In this video, I will demonstrate the key features of this powerful solution. BLX has two components. The server component manages all market data requests within the organization and maintains an updated local database of all requested external information to improve access speed, reduce costs, and enable direct access to data from any application. The client component allows end users to employ elementary MS Excel functions to access market data from any PC connected to the LAN. Let's look at a typical BLX session from the perspective of an end user. In this example, we will use Bloomberg data license as the data providing service. Once the solution is deployed, MS Excel users will have a BLX tab on the ribbon. Here you can log into the system, insert functions that return different types of data, browse through available fields and their definitions, automatically fill data tables, and more. First, we will provide our credentials. They can be verified using either Active Directory or BLX's own user management module. This allows BLX to apply data access rules for each user and keep a detailed track of individual data consumption. Okay, now let's enter a couple of functions. The first kind of function returns one point of information for a given asset, field, and optional set of overrides. For example, let's find the name, currency, last price, recent volatility, and adjusted beta for some assets. The name of relevant fields can be found using this tool, just entering search keywords here. Related fields and their details will appear instantly. I will enter the identifiers of a few assets. You can use many kinds of identifiers for this purpose. Let's click this button to automatically fill the table with the appropriate function. The system looks for the data and retrieves it efficiently. If the information is already available on the local BLX database and is still valid, it will appear immediately and with zero marginal cost. If this is the first time a data point is requested or it requires updating according to the configured rules, BLX will automatically request and download it from the market data provider. In the latter case, there will be a short delay that will be shown on the toolbar. Now, let's see how we can access historical data. Say the historical price and volume for this asset from this date to this date. I will introduce a BLX historical function and enter the appropriate values here. Using the function's additional parameters, we can request data to be downloaded in any currency or frequency. Now let's move to the third type of request. Bulk data corresponds to fields that return vectors or matrices instead of points of information. For instance, you can access the list of members of an index or the list of all exchanges on which a security is listed. In this example, I will simply retrieve the cash flow schedule for a bond. This is the function, BLX bulk, the asset ID, and the field name. There you go. Having the power to access market information using MS Excel from any PC connected to your corporate network enables you to create your own custom data interfaces that can be used directly or through other software applications such as financial analysis solutions or statistical packages. Let's open a couple of custom interfaces. These are just Excel spreadsheets that have been configured so they retrieve many related fields for a specific asset. For instance, this sheet shows general information about equities, such as historical prices, description, financial ratios, cash flow analysis, etc. If you change the parameters, for instance, the asset ID, everything updates at once. This is another example of a custom interface, a worksheet that shows information for fixed income securities, such as their structure, prices, spreads, ratings, cash flows, sensitivities, etc. One of the advantages of having the BLX server as a data broker inside the organization is that previously requested information is instantly retrieved from the local database, so it doesn't generate any delays or additional costs. This is particularly valuable for organizations with many concurrent users. BLX allows IT departments to simplify and automate the access to market data from any application. Data required by investments, accounting, risk, and compliance systems can be automatically retrieved, classified, and stored by BLX in standard SQL Server databases, so any application that demands that information only needs to use normal SQL commands instead of requiring the development of a special interface with the data vendor. BLX also keeps a detailed track of the data costs associated to each user and request, so real-time reports can be prepared. In addition, budget constraints may be imposed to user groups in order to maintain data costs under control. If your company needs to use market data, BLX can help you to simplify data consumption, optimize data retrieval time and cost, provide access security for users and corporate systems, keep track of data consumption, and enhance user productivity by employing a well-known tool to access the data. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we invite you to continue exploring and using BLX.